Hello everyone, welcome to Excel Fortis. My name is Joel or Joel. I'm a certified yoga teacher and certified personal trainer, and today we're going to do a yoga practice that's very grounding. So the intention behind this grounding yoga practice is because we're in Vata season. So if you follow Ayurveda, Vata season is governed by the elements ether and air. So the qualities of ether and air are spacey, flighty, mobile. So to balance out all of that flighty, spacey, air, fall energy, we need to ground our body and ground our mind. And one way we do that is by thinking of the qualities that rule over tamas or tamastic energy. So tamas is earth, ground, heavy, secure. With all that tamastic energy, we will be able to help us feel more grounded and secure during this Vata season. So let's get started. Before we begin with the physical practice or the asana practice of yoga, we need to ground ourselves with some breathing, maybe some meditation here. So I encourage you to find a comfortable seat, maybe a quiet place. This would be perfect to do outside also, so that we can really ground into the earth and be with that tamastic energy. If wherever you are, you may want to use a block or a folded blanket or a folded towel to sit on, or you can come down to a comfortable seat, maybe on your yoga mat. Once you've found a comfortable seat, feel free to join me in a mudra. So mudras are hand gestures, and hand gestures help us connect with whatever quality we're trying to connect to. So if we join our pointer finger with the top of our thumb, this signifies our connection to universal consciousness. So feel free to join me in this mudra. You can place the tops of your hands on your thighs. Feel free to close your eyes here. Maybe begin noticing the breath. Relax your shoulders. Relax your forehead. Maybe we sit up tall, tuck our chin down slightly. By noticing the breath, we are connecting with the present moment. In yoga, prana is energy, prana is breath. Maybe as you inhale, you sit up just a little taller. Maybe we shift our inhale so it's only through our nose, and we exhale through our mouth. Let go of the mind, focusing on the breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Make sure your eyes are relaxed as they close. Sometimes we have a tendency to squint while we have our eyes closed. Just a soft eyelid. Continue inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. If any thoughts begin to creep into your mind, picture them floating in a cloud, and let the cloud float on by. Notice how your chest rises as you inhale, how it falls as you exhale. This is a good time to set an intention for the rest of practice today. Maybe asking yourself, how do you stay grounded? If you're joining me in a mudra or hand gesture, release your fingers. Let's inhale, palms touch above our head. Sigh it out as the palms come down in front of our heart. Feel free to gently open your eyes here. Great, now we're ready to begin the physical practice or the asana practice of yoga. To begin, let's start in crocodile pose. We come down to our belly. Maybe make a little pillow with our forearms. Forehead comes down to our forearms. Just relaxing here. During practice today, I encourage you to follow my verbal cues. I may be getting up from time to time to better explain or to show you, or so you can hear my voice better. So just listen to my voice and check up to the screen whenever you need to check in with the pose. Making sure the toes are untucked. Just melting into the ground. Feeling secure, safe, grounded. During our quiet moments in a pose today, if intrusive thoughts begin to arise in your mind, I encourage you to not judge yourself for those thoughts. Instead, you can replace those thoughts with the mantra, I am safe, I am secure, I am grounded. I am safe, I am secure, I am grounded. Continue breathing here. Maybe on your next inhale, you move your palms to the outside of your shoulders, looking down at the ground, setting up for mini cobra. Maybe we get our feet, make sure our feet are parallel to one another. As you inhale, pull the mat down, squeeze your shoulder blades together, shrug your traps down, your upper shoulders. Active legs, maybe flexing your quads, engaging your glutes, feeling that nice upper back stretch. Make sure we're still breathing, not holding our breath. Take a deep inhale here, rise up just a millimeter more. Exhale, crocodile pose, forehead comes down to the mat. On your next inhale, come back up to cobra, mini cobra. Hold a few breaths here. On your next exhale, crocodile pose. Relax your back. On your next inhale, coming up to Sphinx. So in Sphinx, our elbows are below our shoulders. We're looking forward here. If you feel any discomfort in your low back, maybe dial it back and go back to mini cobra. And as a little reminder, everything that I say is a recommendation. You're the expert of your body. You know what works best for you. Feel free to modify anything, use any prop to help support this practice for you. Continue breathing here. On your next inhale, press into your hands and elbows. Booty goes back. Meet me at tabletop position. So in tabletop position, our wrists are directly below our shoulders, our knees are directly below our hips. And I also encourage you to move your hands, externally rotate your thumbs, so your thumbs are slightly more pointed up towards the top versus down. That helps protect your shoulders. So in tabletop position, make sure that we're actively pressing down on the mat, so our upper back is active here. Making sure that our belly is engaged as we breathe. It's a good time to visualize a campfire in our belly. We're inhaling fresh oxygen, feeding that fire or Agni in our belly. Exhaling, releasing the smoke from that fire. Continue breathing, noticing your abdomen rise and fall, active core. If this ever gets too much for your wrists, you can always come up to your knuckles and give your wrists a little break. We're practicing today to feel grounded, secure, safe, balancing all the ether and air energy from this Vata season in fall and early winter. We're going to invite a little bit more movement by fluctuating between cat and cow. So inhale, pull the mat down, drop your belly, raise your head. This is cow. Exhale, push the mat away, chin to chest, round your back like a Halloween cat. Inhale, cow. Moving vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhale, cat. Feel free to follow your own breath between cat and cow. I encourage you to move slowly here, being gentle with the spine. Once you've done an even amount of cat and cow, meet me back at tabletop position. From here, we're going to go into child's pose. So let's move our knees slightly wider, big toes touch. Forehead can come down to the mat, or we can make a little pillow with our forearms and forehead comes down to our forearms. If our forehead is down in the mat, let's move our fingers above our head. Just breathing here. Continue on in child's pose. Maybe noticing how the hips feel. Noticing how the upper back is feeling. When we take inventory on how our body is feeling, let's not hold any judgment about why it feels that way or begin telling ourselves stories about why our hips are tight or our flexibility isn't good. Let's just take inventory and move on. Continue breathing here in child's pose. You can stay here, or maybe on your next exhale, we move our palms over to the right, feeling that nice deep stretch in the left flank. You can stay here, or on your next exhale, that left palm comes on top of the right hand. While we do this, trying to keep our hips down and anchored to the ground. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, let's shift our hands through center, move them over to the left, feeling that nice deep stretch in the right flank. You can stay here, or on your next exhale, maybe that right palm comes on top of our left hand. Feeling grounded, secure, safe. You can on your next exhale, let's move our palms through center. You can stay here, or maybe we tent up our fingers, squeezing our shoulder blades together, adding a little bit more intensity in the upper back stretch. If you feel this in your neck, please dial it back and move your palms to the ground. On your next exhale, release those palms down to the ground if you have done so already. Inhale, tabletop position. Moving down to warm up our legs. So on your next exhale, kick back that right leg. Trying to keep our hips square to the front here. Remember, wrists are still directly below our shoulders. Left knee directly below our hip. You can stay here, or on your next exhale, that right toe comes over to the left and taps down in the mat. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, tap over to the left. Keep going, following your breath. Exhale out, inhale in. Keep going. Once you do about 5 or as many as you need, come back through center, release that right knee down to the ground. Doing the same thing over on the other side. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, kick out that left leg. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, left leg taps over to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Keep going, following your breath. Nice strong legs, nice strong glute. Once you've done an even amount on this side, return that left knee down to the ground. From here, we're moving up to our first downward dog. Let's make sure those hands, those thumbs are slightly externally rotated. Tuck our toes under. Our hips go up and back. Really pressing into your hands here. You're gonna have a slight bend in your knees or a deep bend, whatever feels good. As long as we're feeling this in our upper back, you're doing downward dog correctly. If your hamstrings are pretty tight like mine are, feel free to have a wider stance with your feet, maybe kind of guiding your heels down to the ground, but that is not required. I'm just breathing here. Feel free to shift your weight from one foot to the other foot. If you're pedaling your feet, stop. Now let's move our left foot through center. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Three-legged dog here. Exhale, low lunge. Right foot comes between our hands. Left knee comes down to the ground. Let's make sure this front knee is stacked above the front ankle. Check to see your feet. Are they on 2 railroad tracks? If you have blocks handy, feel free to use blocks here. Just breathing in. This is your body, your practice. Also, you can put a little blanket or foam pad underneath the left knee now if you don't have padding or if the floor is too uncomfortable. Feel free to move that left knee more back or forward to deepen that stretch in that anterior hip flexor or quad. You can stay here, or maybe we tuck the left toes under, pick up the left knee. Breathing here. You can stay here, or maybe that left foot comes up to the right side of our right foot. Pinky toes touching. Forward fold with crossed legs here. In forward fold, we're trying to look between our legs. Again, you can have blocks here. Just breathing. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, return that left foot back to low lunge. Place our hands or fingers next to our right foot. Pluck that right foot back to downward facing dog. Repeating that same sequence on the other side. Move the right foot closer to center. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge here. Let's start with placing the right knee down, untuck the right toes. Again, let's go through our checks. Front knee stacked above the front ankle. Feel free to move that right knee further forward or back. Just breathing here. Option to use blocks here. You can stay here, or maybe we tuck our right toes under, pick up our right knee. You can stay here, or maybe that right foot moves over to our left foot on the left side, pinky toes touching or close to each other, forward fold with crossed legs. Just breathing here. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Place that right foot back. Place our left foot back to downward facing dog. Knees wide, toes together, forehead comes down to the mat in child's pose or onto our forearms. Maybe noticing here in child's pose how our hips are feeling, perhaps a little different than they were a few minutes ago. Reconnecting with the breath, feeling grounded, secure, safe. On your next inhale, meet me in tabletop position again. Tuck your toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're gonna step up to the top in forward fold. Make sure you feel free to have feet hip width apart or they can be together. It is totally up to you. You can have straight knees or a deep bend in your knees, whatever feels good for your hamstrings. Make sure we're looking between the legs. Maybe we grab opposite elbows. Maybe we sway side to side, shifting our weight from one foot to the other. Maybe here we do a little lion's breath or a big lion's breath. We inhale through the nose, exhale, sigh it out. Let go of your elbows, inhale, halfway lift, press your palms into shins, thighs, or the floor. Please do not press into your knees. Have a flat back in whatever position you prefer. Shrug your traps down, so that's your upper shoulder. Nice straight spine, booty is back. Take a deep inhale here, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly come up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head's the last thing to come up. Inhale, slowly come up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, palms face forward. Shrug your shoulders back and down. Feel free to have your feet together or about hip width apart. It is totally up to you. Feel free to close your eyes here in mountain pose. Connect with your breathing. With our eyes closed, maybe we shift our internal gaze from the front of the brain to the center of the brain. In the center of the brain, I invite you to picture a mountain. Strong, sturdy, stable, big. What is on your mountain? Are there trees? Are there cacti? Is there a breeze? Is it summer or winter? Perhaps the leaves are changing color. Relax your brow, relax your jaw. Feel the ground beneath you. Continue picturing your mountain. Strong, stable, secure, grounded. If any other thoughts begin to enter your mind, reconnect with the picture of your mountain. Let's move this mountain from the center of your brain and let it float on down to your heart. In your being, in your heart, in your soul, there is a mountain. Grounded, stable, secure. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale. Now begin to shift your internal gaze from the center of your brain to the front of your brain. Feel free to gently open your eyes here. Inhale, arms up, palms touch above your head. Exhale, palms come down in front of our heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus arms or goalpost arms. Elbows are in line with our shoulders, squeezing our shoulder blades together. Maybe our thumbs point back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Booty goes back and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to standing, palms touch above our head. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come down. Hands come down. Let's walk back to a plank position. And now we'll find our way to a supine position. So let's lay flat on our backs. Inhale, arms up. Reach above your head. Stretch long and tall here. Exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Give your low back a little massage. Apanasana here. Exhale, release your feet flat on the ground. Now, let's do supine cow face pose. So that right thigh crosses over your left thigh. Maybe we heel toe walk our left foot over towards the right as much as we can. And once we can't move that foot over to the right, we lift up our legs. Feel free to use your hands to help support your thighs. The goal here is to have the knees in line with each other as much as possible, but please don't force anything that doesn't feel right. You can grab onto your thighs, maybe your shins, pulling the shins closer to the face. Or maybe use the peace fingers of your hands, so that's your pointer finger, middle finger, and thumb, and you grab your big toes, pulling the legs apart and towards you. Feeling that nice deep stretch to the side of the hip. Make sure your low back remains on the mat. On your next exhale, release those limbs. Left foot comes down to the ground, uncross your legs. Now let's cross the left foot on top of the right, the left leg on top of the right. Maybe we heel toe walk that right foot over to the left. As much as we can. Once it can't go over to the left, we lift up our legs, hang on to our thighs. Feeling that nice stretch on the left, lateral left side of the left leg. Maybe we hang on to our shins instead of our thighs. Pulling the legs towards our face as much as we can. We can stay here, or maybe we use the peace fingers on the hands to grab onto the toes. Supine cow face pose here. Low back is still on the mat. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, release those fingers, release your feet flat on the ground. Now let's heel toe walk our feet a little wider than our hips. Arms go out to the side in a T. Let those knees fall over to the left as far as they can. Windshield wiper them over to the right, going nice and slow. Once you've done an even amount on both sides, return those knees back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. You can also hug behind your thighs. Happy baby, grabbing your feet with your hands, pulling those feet closer to your torso. You can also grab your peace fingers or grab your toes with your peace fingers. Up to you, or grab your shins. You can try to straighten one leg and then straighten the other leg, feeling that nice hamstring stretch. Make little circles with your feet. Take a deep inhale here. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, release your feet long, palms face the sky, Shavasana. Feel free to close your eyes here. During Shavasana, I encourage you to reconnect with that mountain in your heart. Notice the qualities of the mountain: strong, safe, secure. If your mind begins to wander, just reconnect with your mountain. Rest assured, the next time you hear my voice, I will guide you out of Shavasana. Keeping your eyes closed, return to your body, return to this room. Maybe you invite a little movement back into your body by wiggling your fingers, maybe wiggling your toes, perhaps shaking your head no. Keeping your eyes closed, maybe you roll over to the right side, making a little pillow with your right arm. Come up to a comfortable seat in whatever way feels comfortable for you. Once you find a comfortable seat, feel free to close your eyes, maybe placing the tops of the hands on the thighs. Join me in the hand gesture mudra from the beginning if you choose, pointer finger on top of the thumb, symbolizing your connection to universal consciousness. Relax your shoulders here, tuck your chin slightly. I'll give you a few moments here to reconnect with the intention you set in the beginning of class. How do you stay grounded? Vata season is governed by ether and air. Life can feel flighty, mobile, breezy, unstable, insecure. When life feels like that, feel free to reconnect with the mountain in your heart and connect with the mantra, I am grounded, I am safe, I am secure. Let go of the mudra or hand gesture. Inhale, arms up, palms touch above the head, keep eyes closed. Exhale, palms come down in front of your heart. Maybe we bow down our third eye, which is between our eyebrows, to our hands in prayer in front of our heart. Thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your practice with me. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, sigh it out. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Joel from exhalofortis.com. I post videos on yoga and exercising. Please follow Exhalofortis on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Thank you and be well.